Hey, so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about Moldavite. Alright, so just some peculiarities that I have noticed throughout my experiences with it that I'd like to share with you to give you a bit of a level of preparedness for when you purchase yours or when you attract it to you, because some people, they're gifted it. I've made it my whenever I can, I gift somebody a piece of Moldavite if I feel that it resonates with them. But there is a mutual energy exchange when gifting anything to anybody, and you should be prepared for that. It's always, it's, let me think, mutual energy exchange. But if you can give genuinely, of course. But I've found that with Moldavite, with such a high frequency item, the holy grail as it is, I've wanted to gift it to everybody, and I've learned my lesson that people that are not at a certain level of awareness lose Moldavite very, very easily. But anyways, some peculiarities about once you obtain Moldavite. Alright, whenever I obtained Moldavite, for the first week I didn't really feel much except for some light nauseating headaches, occasionally some body vibes. But and oftentimes I feel relieved even now if I take it off for a day and leave it in the sun. Just for whatever reasons you might be able to contemplate why I would do that. Be my guest. But anyways, after about the first week, I became more resonant with its frequencies, and that's when it really began to shift. My karmic pull. If I did anything that was disharmonious, I felt the consequence of that very, very quickly. If I stole, I had things stolen from me. If I hurt, I was immediately hurt. Any lessons that I began to accumulate as I was going, I felt the repercussions very, very quickly. So it didn't take me long, I'm telling you, less than a week to realize I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do this. So that as soon as you get Moldavite, it allows you to begin scraping off your karmic debt. You can either feel the consequences of your actions by having it done to you, and you may take that negatively or you may take it as you is, but the best way to take it is to consciously detach from the negativity, allowing it to flow through you rather than affecting your mental, emotional, and physical body. So whenever I realized that I was doing these things to myself, I got taken from. If I harmed, I was harmed. It was just the role and the dynamics. So it quickly made it very easily to notice my impact in reality in correlation with my relationships to things, people, places, circumstances, events. So it allows you to quickly realize your energetic significance, and it stops you from, well, it helps you hopefully make the conscious choices to enable you to stop making disharmonious actions, attitudes, and intentions that do not correlate with your being. So it makes it very hard to accumulate more karma. So it's just a constant progression of letting go of more karma the longer you have it on your person. And that's because it instantly allows you to manifest. Now, I acquired Moldavite at a key point in my time where I was surrounded by people that did not support me, family that did not support me, social circles that did not support me, and I wanted out of all of it. In a partial, I wanted to escape. I wanted to run away, but I didn't know how to do it. Scared, insecurities. You're stepping into a big sea of unknown when you get kicked out of your place. When you have nobody to turn to, you burn all your bridges, and then some stranger offers you a place to stay. Where I'm at right now, another scenario just like that. But it's those strangers that you, when you see them and you recognize them, you feel like you already know them. You're sublimely comfortable. Now, Moldavite is all about letting go of your fears, stepping into the unknown, allowing yourself to practice conscious, engaged detachment. Right? That's the prequel to acceptance and and attracting more unconditional love. The more you give unconditional love, the more it is given, the more it allows you to be more consciously detached from the negativity, allowing it to flow through you. I've noticed Moldavite has continuously helped me. It helps you be aware, to notice more, to train your awareness to be more conscious. Life is about being conscious and bringing your conscious choices and unconscious choices into full awareness. We have conscious intentions and unconscious intentions. Those unconscious intentions are those subtle thoughts and images and feelings that come up whenever you really want to do something. It would benefit you, but then you start making up all these excuses. I don't really feel like it, or my legs hurt, so I won't work out today, or I'm a little bit sore, so I won't even go out for a walk or go and enjoy the sunlight. Whatever little or I really feel like painting, but I'll make up all these little tiny peculiar excuses. You gotta be able to stop that right in its tracks before it mounts and you have like a whole bundle of excuses overpowering your one conscious intention. That's a lot of unconscious intentions working against your conscious intention. Moldavite will totally help you begin to bring your shadow self into the conscious awareness. Your shadow self, what it really is your ego, your artificial identity construct. Who you truly are is love. Love. If you can put yourself in a perspective of love right now, that's who you are. There's also this misinformation going on about the ego and what it really is. The ego is fear. Anytime you choose to perceive reality with fear, a perspective of fear, be it perspective of fear. I can't really name them off the top of my head at the moment. But anything that's negative, any emotional state, any mental state that leads to negativity. Anyways, back to Moldavite. I love it. It has helped me so much in my journey here to Portland and wherever I'm going to go next. It's constantly unfolding. It's protective. Moldavite is protective. It will show you the consequences of your choices. And it's funny, it's in one moment you can be in the most dangerous situation, and if you can silence your thoughts, relax your body, and give to that moment and just let go, and then go one up on it and choose to view the situation with a perspective of love, you will transmute that whole scenario at miracle status, guaranteed. I've been in many situations where I've been back against the wall, nowhere to turn, nothing to do, and all I had to do was just relax, give in, and miracles happen. Life is a miracle for me. It's everyday things. Synchronicities are everywhere. This is not even a question of what is real. Reality, what is real, is being in the moment. And as you begin to release your karmic debt, and fulfill your dharma, which are the deeds you must do, as you begin to release all that, more of your shadow self comes into your conscious awareness, and you transmute those perspectives of fear into the light of clarity with love and appreciation for your shadow self, because the shadow self is just confused. It's just an obscurity of light. All it seeks is to be known. It doesn't want to be suppressed, even though it will suppress itself, because that's how it perpetuates its identity. So Moldavite is all about helping you bring the shadow self into conscious awareness. As you bring it into conscious awareness, your imagination begins to be freed up. You no longer are. See, the shadow self, the ego, projects itself into the past and projects itself into the future in order to hold on to things. And whenever you're just about and doing whatever you're doing, it will attach itself to anything it can in order to stop you from focusing on what you truly wish to focus on. It's like this leech that just nabs at everything it can in order to hold its perspective of identity of itself. And Moldavite will help you release that. And as your imagination becomes freed from scenarios in the past and scenarios in the future, as your karmic imprint comes to the surface of the moment and has to be relived until you either fulfill it by participating in it fully, or mitigate it, meaning you consciously detach, or transmute it, meaning you choose to view it with a perspective of unconditional love in which the other person and you both mutually gain and learn your lessons with love and clarity rather than fear and confusion and pain. Most people, they go through life and they're repeating these cycles that began in their childhood, and they just go on and on and on and on, and they wonder why every single relationship is a reflection of the past relationship. Oh, I only meet these guys that are controlling. Well, there's two, in such a situation as that, there's two poles. There's one that's controlling and there's one that's submissive. Both are projections of fear. To choose to view it with love is to bring it in with the acceptance and of what is, and seeing the other person as they are and accepting them as they are, choosing to be the conscious example rather than try to force your way on either one of them or to try to control you, because both the controlling person and the submissive person, they're both extremes in duality, and they're both based on fear. And Moldavite will allow you to overcome such things. But the key is, and you want to remember this, the key is to just surrender. Surrender to what is. Just see it as it is. Accept it as it is. Don't fight yourself, because that's what's going to happen in the beginning. You have your conscious self, and then you have your subconscious shadow self. And your shadow self is trying to become the conscious self. It's constantly trying to take control of the body, literally take control of the body. And over time, you begin to notice who your true self is, and you begin to notice how to differentiate between the internal dialogue. Is it a perspective of love, or is it a perspective of fear? Because everything can be simplified into love or fear. Love, light, clarity, understanding, joy, happiness, unconditional, eternally forgiving, all permeating, all penetrating, beautiful, and fear, lack, obscurity of light. I'm not going to say uncertainty, because the unknown is uncertainty. But you can fear the uncertainty just as you can fear love. But what is there to fear but fear itself, of course? But you'll soon realize that every negative characteristic or personality trait or attribute is somehow linked to fear as its basis, and everything positive is somehow linked to love. Moldavite will allow you to transcend the boundaries, transmute those dualistic fear personas into the light of awareness, to where you become a whole being. As you become more of yourself and you stop reaching into the past and the future for that identity construct of the ego, you become centered in yourself, in which you experience the moment more often, more easily, more effortlessly. You can wait for your karmic things to happen, but with Moldavite, they will happen. I love this interpretation. You can either go willing or go kicking and screaming. It's up to you. Thank you.